So, what are the 6 levels of financial independence or financial success? Recently, we did a webinar for all our clients, and we talked about 6 levels of financial independence. And this webinar was led by my partner Nandesh Desai, who is an excellent speaker. And once you hear his conversation, the way he speaks, I'm sure you will love it. So I'm going to release that webinar now, and in next 1 or 2 minutes you will see that webinar. But I just want to give you a little bit of background. So uh, in this webinar we have talked about 6 levels where you will see each level which we cross one by one in our financial life. And apart from those levels, he has talked about some very enriching conversations around money. And this conversation is more coming out of our clients experience, because we work with so many clients in and out. We help a lot of clients in their wealth creation. We deal with them on a regular basis. So whatever you hear on in this webinar, it's not going to be very unrealistic kind of thing, or something which is very bookish or anything like that. It will be a very heart to heart conversation. So I really request you to listen to this conversation when you are really free. You are not doing something, you're not busy into something. It's something which you can listen. So in case you are on a walk, you can listen to it. In case you are doing something, you can just listen to the conversation. You can also watch the screen and you will see what is going on. I would recommend if you can do that, but if not, you can definitely just listen to the whole conversation and you will love it. And towards the end, you will also see a few clients of ours just sharing their experience and talking a little bit about what is happening. So that is all. Let's get straight into the conversation, and I hope you will like it. Thank you.
Uh, Good morning. My name is Nandish Desai. I work as co-founder at jagoinvestor.com, and I welcome you all to this session called Different Levels of Financial Success. So it's going to be a 1 hour session where I'll be sharing certain conversations that I have come across out of working with different investors. And I'm sure by being in this space, by being in this session, it will surely help you to elevate your financial journey or going to the next level, or at least you will have certain fresh ideas in your mind. So let's start and get into the session. Now, the context, why we created this session is because we have various kinds of investors, on our client list. They are at different levels. Some are beginners, some are in between, like they've been investing from last few years. There are some who are inactive, they're not doing their SIPs, or there are some who have now constantly they are increasing their SIPs. They've seen results in their overall financial life. And then there are some who are now closer to retirement, like in next 2 3 years they're going to retire, or in next 5 years they're going to retire. There's some clients for whom the next 10 years are now very, very crucial, and it's very important for them to fix the next 10 years powerfully. And then there are some clients who have stepped into the retirement phase, and they are now withdrawing money on a monthly basis, and they are enjoying the retirement phase of their overall financial journey. So what are these levels of financial success? How you should look at your financial life. What are these levels? How do you cross them? What's the kind of thinking you should have? And we have been hearing this from a lot of sources, that personal finance is not just about numbers. It's about you, it's about your mindset, it's about how do you look at things, how do you perceive things. So that's what I want to focus into today's session. So me and Manish, we were discussing about these 6 levels of financial independence. We have been working on this tool called wealth transformation program, so that we are going to introduce to all our clients. We have already started doing that, but I think slowly we'll make sure that all our clients, they go through that tool. They are very clear about by when they will achieve financial independence. And me and Manish, we were discussing that all other goals can be handled, children education or children marriage. Now, all these things are fine, but one thing which we want all our clients to achieve is financial independence. I think only you can work for your own financial independence. Nobody else can help you out on that matter. And every client, on our client list, we want you to focus. First thing is financial independence. Like financial independence has to be the most important thing, and then we are not ignoring other goals, but then the primary focus has to be on financial independence. So that's the game, like we want to enroll all our clients into. That's the game. So we'll do some more sessions on financial independence. We'll ground all our clients into what is financial independence as a concept, what is the practicality of it, how our clients can achieve financial independence early, like maybe around 50 years of age, and what is the power and benefit of having financial independence. So let's get into the session now, the 6 levels of financial independence. So the first thing, we see into any of our clients' journey is whether they are making progress in their overall financial life or journey or not. So, uh, like, are you progressing? There are some clients on our list, on our client list from last 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 years now. And we have seen a lot of them evolving, like people from even negative net worth has now reached a very good level. People with zero net worth have reached to their first 25 lakhs or first 50 lakhs or first 1 crore or first 3 or 5 crores. I remember, like, there was one person I was in, who onboarded on our client list, and he was like, I have some corpus, but then I have never put any money into mutual funds or into equities. And now his 100% money is into equities, and amazing corpus has got created. But it takes time, it evolves over a period of time. Like if I look at my own financial life, when we started Jago Investor in 2007-8, the first few years was, the income was low. We were focusing only on building our community, educating our investors, and all of that. And then slowly revenue started coming in. Started with a very small SIP, kept on increasing it. And even I can see that the disciplined approach has helped me also in my overall financial journey. So we don't want our clients to only focus on 6 months, 3 months, this month, or 1 year kind of a thing. Like look at it from a 3 year, 5 year, or a 10 year kind of perspective. Like what was your income 10 years back and where are you right now? Have you made progress or not? you know what was your income, what is your income now, what was your net worth 5 years back or 7 years back, and where are you right now? So are you progressing? If there is no debt, like maybe 5 years back you were into debt and now you are debt free, even that is a progress. So uh, if I compare this with exercising, a lot of people only focus on losing weight. That's like they're weight watchers, they keep watching the weight. But I think there are a lot of other aspects to look at if somebody is exercising. Like if you exercise even consistently for 1 month, I think that's also progress. Like if you wake up for 1 month every day and show up in the gym, even that is a progress. If you cut down eating late nights, even that is a progress. Or even if you are having 8 to 10 glasses of water in a day, even that is progress. So uh, the same applies to wealth creation. So if you finish doing SIPs for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, even that is a progress. Like you have been consistent from last 5 years. If you've been increasing your SIPs every year, even that is a progress. If you are not redeeming your money, even that is a sign of progress. Like you're building your net worth. Like one of the thing I really get upset about is if I have to redeem my investments. I really get upset if I have to redeem any money. I don't redeem. If wherever, like it's invested, I'll not redeem it. But I'll get upset if there is a situation where I have to redeem something. Okay, so even that is a sign of progress. If you have not redeemed any money, and whatever you defined in the plan, you stay consistent with the plan. So this is the main question of today's session, like how are you progressing in your overall financial life or journey? So as you can see on the screen, there is this spiral going on. And I always feel that uh, in life also, like we are, as an investor, this the spiral is constantly on, it's on. And then uh, we are always in the middle of something, and then the spiral is on. And now, because of gravity, you come down in the spiral, it pulls you down, the gravity pulls you down. And then there are certain attributes that pulls you up in the spiral. But this spiral is constantly on, like, so I see some investors, they are winning, and they're going to the next level in their wealth creation journey. And some, because of the gravity, they 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 go down, in the overall spiral. The same happens in the area of health. The spiral is constantly on. So some people, they go up in the health spiral, some go down because of their habits, and a lot of other factors. They start dieting or they start working on themselves, but the spiral is on. And then you again go down because of the gravity, because of all the habits and other attributes that we have. Now the same happens in career. Like some people continue to go up in their career, and some continue to go down because the spiral is constantly on. The same happens in your financial life, in increasing your income, in increasing your net worth. The spiral is constantly on. So the winners are on the top, and the average people are always in the bottom because it pulls them down. The gravity, ultimately, the basic nature of gravity is it pulls us down. So the spiral is always on, whether it is wealth creation, or it's very easy to stop SIP, it's very easy to redeem money, it's very easy to get attracted to some fancy product where somebody can promise you 30, 40, 50% kind of return. It's very easy, it's very easy. And the spiral is on, the spiral is on. Always remember this. Okay, now what are the attributes of people who go up in the spiral? Let's look at that. We'll see it from the context of wealth creation, but I think it's about life. You can apply the same in any area of your life. So these are the attributes that I have seen in successful people, in successful investors, in people who win in life, people who get what they want. uh, these are the principles that I have been living in my own life. Whenever I'm stuck into something or in a tough situation, I'll think about these aspects, and then I'm able to figure out the next step. So these attributes are very, very important. The first one is called levity. Now levity is, in a way, the opposite of gravity. Levity is like taking things lightly. It is the attitude of levity. It's more like an attitude where you don't take yourself seriously and you don't take anything seriously. Like, just a little light at things. So the way I apply it in my overall life is, when some breakdown happens, when something happens, then I'm able to absorb it. Like, okay, fine, it has happened. Like, even on our portfolios, like, there's a fall in the market, portfolio comes down, and then you don't panic. You don't overreact to something, because you don't take yourself seriously, you don't take anything outside of you seriously, you don't take the market fluctuation seriously, you don't take any tough situation in your life, you don't take it that seriously. So first thing to learn is having the attitude of levity. It is very important. This is the best attitude to hold in life. So just try it. Anywhere you get stuck, there's no power in that situation, and you think about levity. This is, I think, one of the best attitudes to hold in. Second one that I've learned is stop being right. So I think you can be right or you can be rich. You can't be both. A lot of people I see, they're like, I know what needs to be done. I'm smart and I know how to figure out everything. No, I mean, don't be right about certain views that you have or certain opinions that you have about wealth creation. Discuss that, look at the numbers, be coachable, and if you stop being right, then you always become rich. I saw this in one of the person I was interacting with. So he invested around 2 crores. His 2 crores became 4 crores, and he's like, I want to buy a flat now which will go on rent. And rent was like 2.5%. So we told that person, let's do the calculation and let me show you the calculation. And your white money will turn into black, because the time you will sell the flat, you will not get 100% white money. So we showed him the numbers, and he was not being right into that. He was coachable, and he said, oh my god, this was like a mistake I was going to make by getting into a real estate, by selling my mutual funds. And uh, he's like, okay, now I'm not going to touch this. I said, your years of compounding will go away in this one fraction of second, this one decision. And a lot of people we see, sometimes they are they think about a real estate and they're like, no, mere ko to kharidna hi hai, no matter what, I'm going to do this. Or if it's like something in the life, and then, no, I want to stop my SIP, I'm very right about it. Now, don't be right about anything in life or about your financial journey. Just be coachable, because you can either be right or you can be free. You can either be right or you can be rich, but you can't be both. Okay, so this is a very, very important point. This is an attribute that wealth creators or people who are winners in the spiral, they stay at the top. This is what they always remember. Third is stay focused on the results. Like, what's the result ultimately 10 years down the line, 7 years down the line, 15 years down the line? What's the result? If your result is wealth creation, then take the decisions that helps your game of wealth creation and nothing else. You should not focus on anything. And you say, oh, I want to create wealth, but then your actions are not aligned with the result, then it does not help you. Like, I apply this in my everyday life. Like, you know even in relationships, like sometimes I get stuck with my father, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to be right with my father. Number one, you can never win that game of being right. Number two, uh, the result that I want to create with my father is I want to be happy with him. I want to have quality time with my father, and then I'm able to have proper conversations with him. Okay. Or even in wealth creation, you know like, what's my focus? Like, I'm very clear by the time I reach 50 how much wealth I want to create, and that's my result, and that's what I'm working on. Fire is my focus. I want to focus on that, nothing else. So any distractions come in, anything that deviates my mind, I will not do that. I was with someone, and you know he's like, okay, I'm buying a Jaguar and I'm buying this and I'm buying that, and all of that. Now I'm like, what is he doing? Like, what result he wants to create? There's no focus on it. Like, there's no saving, there's nothing. Whatever money is coming is constantly spending. So staying focused on the result is again very, very important in the game. Fourth is complete acceptance of the past mistakes. Now, I have not seen any investor till now who has not made mistakes in their financial journey. I think majority of you must have bought some or the other junk financial product, or something that you're not happy about right now, or you see them as mistakes. But have completion with those mistakes. We all make mistakes, whether it's personal finance or life or work or anywhere. I think we'll all make mistakes, but you got to be comfortable with it, and you got to have completion with your mistakes. Okay, it happened, fine. It's the past. So a lot of people, when I interact with, they say that, oh, we are very late, in starting our investment journey. The last 10 years we completely wasted. Now, the only thing you can do about your past is you can look at your past. You can't do anything about the past. So that is gone now. Now you can fix your next 10 years powerfully. Okay. So complete acceptance of the past mistakes is very, very important. The fifth one is set the sail on present and future. So let's say you are sailing in a boat, uh, and you're the only one in the boat, and there's a captain in the boat, and the boat is going on somewhere in the middle of the ocean, and the captain just jumps out of the ship and gives you a last goodbye, like, okay, bye, you're on your own, bye, I'm leaving. And now what will you do, in that situation? Now you can either blame the captain, aisa kaise ho sakta hai, he cannot do like this, you don't, you can't leave me like this. And you'll spend next 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, just thinking about why did it happen, why did he do this, and all of that. Or else you can just go, try to control the ship and see what best you can do in that situation. Okay. So most of the people, most successful investors, they don't blame people. If the captain has jumped out of the ship, fine, what's next, what can I do now with my money, with my financial journey? And then they constantly focus on the present and the future. So Vision 2030 is something that I created in 2020, and that's something that I'm working on, like Vision 2030, because I see in these 8-10 years, the way India will shape will be very, very different, and we should all participate in that journey. And by 2030, all our clients, everyone, like each one of us, we should be in a very, very strong position than where we are. The sixth one is total responsibility of your thoughts, words, and actions. So, what you think as an investor, the kind of words that you use, uh, even the each and every small, big, every kind of action that you take, the promises that you've made with your own self that I will invest every month. If you skip, let my team know. Continue your investments. Don't take breaks in your investment journey. How do you think as an investor? Are you uh, playing the game of wealth creation to win, or you're playing the game of wealth creation not to lose? Now, these are two very different games. So, what are your thoughts? What kind of words you use, in your overall financial journey? Uh, how do you think internally, and then how do you communicate, and then what kind of actions you take? These are very, very important things. This is what wealth creators constantly focus on. And the seventh one is the reference of past is not reliable. So all that we have as human beings is we have reference, we take reference from the past. So if I tell you how much wealth you're going to create in life, you will think about some number. Now that number comes from the past experiences. You will calculate, last 5-10 years money, how much I've earned, what is my income, what is my net worth. So I can see this much I can do. So it's all coming from the reference of the past. Now that's not a great place to get the reference from. So we can take information from the past, but we can't take a very strong reference, and we can't rely, because it's done, it's over. We got to have completion with the past, and then you got to look at, okay, the next 10 years, what's my vision, what is a big game that I want to play, what is it that I want to create with my life, with my overall journey. And then you can uh, put that vision forward, like, okay, this is my game, or this is what I want to do. And then you play for it. You play for it rather than just taking all the references from the past. And the eighth one is you are coachable. Wealth creators or winners in life, people who go up in the spiral, they are coachable. They're people with an open heart and mind. Like in this session, I don't know how many, like maybe 130, 140 people registered. And uh, I don't know how many are there, maybe around 40, 50 people there in the session. So uh, now they registered, but they didn't come to listen to this session. So not coachable, like no time or whatever may be the reason, but then they're not part of the session right now. So being coachable is very, very important. Like sometimes uh, there's a situation in life which is tough and it can impact your monthly investments, or your whatever you've accumulated. Now fine, have discussion with my team, with me, and make sure that you are coachable. you know I was having interaction with someone just 6 days back or 10 days back, where somebody, we helped that person to build the first 30-35 lakhs, and then he said, I want to buy a 20 lakhs car. I said, no, we cannot do that. you know and if you want to take such decisions, then we can't help you. We can't set your goals like that, because it's very heavy on your entire investments. I cannot put into a depreciating asset. Like we cannot do that. If it was some appreciating asset, fine, but cannot take 20 lakhs out of 35 lakhs and put it in a card. So but he was coachable. The best part is he was coachable. He listened to my conversation, and I was like, I have zero attachment to your money or your 35 lakhs or your buying a car. I have zero attachment to all of that. I'm telling you out of my commitment towards your financial journey. And see, if you're coachable, it will help you. If you will take my conversation in the right way, it will help you. But he was coachable and he could save himself from that decision. And then he said, okay, let me make some other arrangements, and then I'll buy a less expensive one or whatever. Like he made some changes, but at least his redemption did not happen. So these are the 8 points that I see are very, very important and relevant, for you to go up in the spiral. It's constantly on. It's constantly on. Always try to observe this in your life. In any area, you're going down, you're going up, okay, but you will not stay stagnant in the middle. No, you can't stay stagnant. You're going up, you're going down. Okay, so in your financial journey right now, or in your life also right now, look at which out of these 8 points can help you, or all of it, or any of them. But see that you're going up in the spiral. Okay, so now can somebody tell me, out of this conversation, any insight that you got, or did it help you, or anybody can unmute and share? Yes, Pulkit, you want to share something? Dinesh?
Nandish, I want to share.
Yeah.
So Nandish, I mean, as you mentioned the point, that being focused. So there was a point when I was doing my SIP, and I had a no fund crunch. So I had to postpone my SIP for 2 weeks, and within the 2 weeks I was supposed to get the fund. So it was very a panic situation that I have to stop the SIP. Then I have to reach Jago Investor, but then somehow I managed to do continue the SIP, just postponing that particular month for 2 weeks. And Jago Investor team, I was not knowing that whether I can postpone for 2 weeks or how I should do it, but then they have helped me. And even they told me that okay, that you can do this month, this much of fund, and then remaining you can do next month because you are expecting some more fund. So that was that kind of awareness from the Jago Investor I got time to time. It's one of the example I'm saying, but then likewise a lot of things I get time to time which keep me invested. I mean, I there, as we know, right, in our personal life there would be a lot of turbulence, but then how to come out and still try to make a balance out of it. And I'm very happy that Jagunase team is there on WhatsApp or whenever we call, to make sure that okay, whatever we are started, we keep doing it in that way. So
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. So let's go further now. So, out of working with a few 100,000 investors one on one, we come across various cases. There's one very interesting case which maybe we'll write some article on it and put it on the blog, and even we'll do some a specific session on it, because it's a very important point. Not getting into the details of that incident, but we'll do a session specifically around that point, which is very important. So now, what are these progress indicators? How do you see that you're progressing as an investor in your financial life? So these are some of the indicators that we have observed into our clients' financial life. Number one, your income is rising over a period of time more than the inflation, so it's growing at a good pace. So what you were earning 3-4 years back, and now you can see that yes, it has grown and you've developed. Number two, your lifestyle or power of spending is improving year on year. You're able to expand your capacity. uh, Third is your dependence on debt is going down. Fourth one, you're getting more confident in your career and job. I think that is also a sign of progress, which we have seen in many of our clients' financial journey. You're less and less worried in the area of money. So if somebody asks you, like, are you happy as an investor? If the answer is yes, great. Then you are in a good zone. You're working on your finances. You're progressing. You're moving in the right direction. Okay. You don't need emergency fund anymore. I mean, there's enough corpus in place, and then if something happens, you can always handle any kind of situation. Then you don't break your head over each small transaction or every small thing. Like, why did this happen? You're not stuck with the small things. I think when that happens, even that is a progress, because then you're working or focusing on the bigger picture. And the last point is you're able to give some part of your wealth by charity and help to others. Okay, even that is an indicator of progress. Like, we have uh, you know some people on our client list who are like, who have this goal of giving, who have this goal of giving back to the society, and very inspiring goals. Somebody wants to build a school, somebody wants to do something for a particular kind of community, and so these goals should also be a part of our overall thing. And if you are doing that, even that is progress. So it's not just about you, but then it's also about society, and it's about the world. So first you reach at a certain level, and then you are helping the society, and then you are helping the world. Okay, so these are all progress indicators, and see which one you are able to relate with. Now let's get into this financial independence levels. As I said in the start, I shared in the start, we have clients, some are beginners and some are in somewhere in the middle, and some are like now closer to retirement or already retired. So the first level that we see is of starters, just started earning money. Second one, we call it as momentum, where your income grows a little bit, your lifestyle also becomes a little better than you were a starter. Then comes stability, where the financial life is much more stable and you build some assets in your overall journey. Then comes security, where your net worth starts growing, and you're mostly debt free, in this level of security. And then comes freedom, where there is financial independence. You don't have to work for money, your money starts working for you, reached at a certain level. And we are going to talk about the freedom part in today's session. And then comes abundance, where it's a multi-generational wealth, and your net worth is always greater than any kind of expense that can come into your life. And then you're also helping others, and then you're also working on making the world a better place. Okay, so now wherever you are, like, you are a starter or into the momentum phase or stability phase or security phase or freedom phase or abundance phase, it's absolutely fine. Now it's all about going to the next level, going to the next level. Like, that's, then you're going up in the spiral. I'm just coaching you on going up in the spiral. Wherever you are is fine, and then you're taking yourself up in the spiral. So the starter is like zero wealth, just started, got into the job, lower income, high energy, not matured enough, and then also no clarity about future. Okay, so this is what we have seen in a typical starter. I think this is how I was in the first few years of my career. There was no clarity, nothing. I mean, the word saving or investing did not exist it for me. The word equities did not exist it for me. uh, I knew the word share market because I'm from Ahmedabad, but not much details about stocks or no knowledge about stocks or equities. Okay, so I think we all started with this. Our first salary came, we were high on energy, got into the job, not much maturity, can't see goals like retirement, and everything looks alien to us. So when you are in this zone, instead of looking at a few crores and all of that, just look at building your first 25 lakhs. Like that should be your target, and call 25 lakhs as one unit. So you're just working on your first unit, and then the second unit, and then the third unit. So maybe you can call 25 lakhs as your one unit, or 10 lakhs as your one unit, or 5 lakhs as your one unit, and then you're building units and you're building your first 25 lakhs. Then comes the momentum phase, where your income is high, a better lifestyle. So you've started saving, better income, better lifestyle. You now settled in the career. After a few jobs, you're now clear on, okay, what is it that I want to do? The energy is good. A lot of people buy a small car or a bike on a loan or something, and then the life starts, and uh, so this is the phase where, again, like you are still settling down with some investments, maybe 20% of your income, 15% of your income, or 25% of your income, but you're just getting a little bit into the momentum zone because now you've started saving, you've started investing. Then comes stability, where your wealth is greater than 5 to 15 times of your yearly expenses. Okay, so whatever is your monthly expense, you multiply it by 12, and then that expense, uh, if it is 15 times your net worth can handle your yearly expense, then you can call yourself you are in the stability phase. So good jump in income, your income is greater than 1.5 to 2 times of your expenses. You're married with kids now, or you bought your house on loans, some EMIs are going on, and I think it is the more like in your 30s, and this is the kind of scenario that we see our clients into. Okay, so you start with zero, and then the momentum comes, start investing something you are able to see, and then you should look at, okay, my next level is how can I build my net worth which can handle 5 to 15 times of my yearly expenses. Then comes security, where higher net worth and mostly you are debt free. So this is when your wealth can handle 15 to 25 times of your yearly expenses. Okay, so if my monthly expense is 1 lakh, I have to multiply it by 12, and 12 multiplied by 25, it should be able to handle 25 times of my yearly expense. Now the income is greater than 2 to 3 times of your expenses. You are mostly debt free. Multiple properties or assets have now got created because you've crossed the first 2 3 stages, and then uh, you've improved your car, you go for certain kind of vacations on a yearly basis. So this is what generally we have seen people in the security phase. And then comes freedom. This is when the financial freedom actually happens, or you can call it as fire, which is financial independence, retire early. So we did the fire session in some of the cities that we went in. I think I also did one online event on fire, but I think we'll do one more session again. I'll ask Manish to take the session on fire, because that will ground each one of you on the 6 levels of freedom, and uh, it will help all of you. So now in financial freedom, your wealth can handle is greater than 30 to 40 times of your yearly expense. This is when you can call yourself financially free. Income at highest level, you're debt free, and it's like, call yourself wealthy or rich, time rich. You have time for things that you like doing, so it's not just the money rich, but you have your time rich. Working as a choice, not out of compulsion, because whenever you ask somebody why do you work, the answer is money. Now in this phase, when somebody asks you why do you work, the answer is not money. It's by choice. You're working by choice. Okay. And then comes abundance. Multi-generational wealth is now created. So this is when wealth is greater than what you need. Okay. It's not about 30, 35, 40 times. It's greater than what you need. That's why we call it as multi-generational wealth. You are able to generate passive income constantly whenever you want, on a monthly basis, yearly basis, not working as a choice again. So these are the levels that we see, 6 levels of freedom that, we set it as a topic. So just a quick recap. Number one, remember the spiral conversation. Number two, remember the wealth traits that I shared about, all the 8 of them. And then remember these levels that I shared about, where it starts with starter, where there is zero wealth, to you reaching the multi-generational level, which is the abundance zone. Now, we wrote one article, I think it is the third last or fourth last article on our blog, where how many people, in the world or in India, in various countries, they fall under the millionaires category. Millionaires, like having more than 7-8 crores, 8-9 crores. Now, in India, illegally, maybe a lot of people must be millionaires, but legally, the number out of 140 crores is very, very low. Just a few lakh people. That's it. In China, it was around, I think, 65, 75 lakhs. And in US, it's around 2.5 crore people having more than 8-9 crores of liquid assets with them. And so we thought of, like, all our clients should be into that category. It may take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, fine, but let's be into that category, and we will help you sail all these levels step by step, and you will certainly be in that category. Okay. So me and Manish and my entire team, we have worked on this concept called wealth transformation program, where how you can be in the top 1% of the richest Indians in next 12 to 15 years. Now, it will be simple, but it will not be easy, because there are a lot of distractions. The spiral is constantly on, a lot of things that can pull us down, and you have to stay away from all that noise. Somebody can say market is all-time high, let's stop the SIPs, let's redeem, let's come out of it, let's do that, let's, you know don't, these are all noises, like these are all distractions. Instead of looking at markets all-time high, the way I look at markets is my confidence all-time high or not? I don't look at markets whether they are all-time high, because today's high is tomorrow's low. Like after 5 years, 10 years, we'll not even talk about market at 60, 65,000. We'll not even talk about that. Like, who talks about, see, when markets crossed 1,000, like it started with 100, became 1,000, it created a very big news, but now we don't even talk about that 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 mark, so it keeps progressing. And stock market is always like a soap opera. It's not like a movie which starts and ends. It's always like a soap opera. It just continues, episode after episode after episode after episode, just keeps going. Okay. So you have to make this commitment. We will help you with the tool calculations on whether the fire is possible for you or not, you can achieve financial independence or not, how much X money you have right now, as with respect to your expenses, what is a gap, and then how do you achieve or bridge that gap. We'll help you with that. And we are also working on creating an online tool of this, so that all our clients can have an access to it, and you can even do some calculations and play around and manage your overall financial independence game on your own. So I think by this year, in this year, it will be ready. We are currently working on revamping our website. So that is the first phase. And in the second phase, we'll be working on the wealth transformation tool. but it's ready in the Excel format. Get in touch with my team, get in touch with me, and we will, help you go through this exercise. So what we have defined for all our clients is these levels, and then you take our coaching on how you can go to the next level. So the first is starter, the first 25 lakhs, and then the first 1 crore. That can be the game. Like, uh, we are so happy, like many of our clients from zero, now they've reached their first 1 crore, and they drop a message to us, and then so happy about it. It's a great feeling. And then your first 3 crores, and then your first 5 crores, and then the fire will happen. And then eventually, the top 1% game, where maybe we'll help you with, generating the monthly income out of it. Okay. So you have to look at where are you right now, and then take our help in going to the next level. And remember, all that I've shared in today's session, all those conversations will ground you, and they will help you in taking your game to the next level. Okay. And this is the message that I recently got on my WhatsApp, where one of our client, started in 2015 and reached the first 1 crore mark. And just see the happiness or the excitement the person is having. And when I posted this on my WhatsApp status, one more client of ours shared that I crossed my first 5 lakhs, and I told him, great, like, I started, I was exactly at the place where you are. And there was no money. And then there is the first 5 lakhs and 10 lakhs, and that is how it grows. And we are all on a different journey. And we celebrated his first 5 lakhs, So whether it's first 1 crore or first 5 lakhs, whatever it is, I think uh, we got to keep celebrating wealth. We got to keep celebrating our next level. And that's, that keeps us, in the game. So now there are certain things which I feel are very, very important from the mindset point of view. So, uh, I keep doing this conversation of give versus get, where the more you give, the more you get, instead of focusing only on getting. So I think there is something we can learn from the farmer's mindset. I think these are all very important points to remember. Number one, don't shout at the crops, so don't shout at the markets, don't shout at the volatility, don't shout at the external factors, don't shout at your investments, don't feel bad about, oh my god, why I have only 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs or 1 crore, or some people are not even happy with 10 crores, so uh, you don't have more money, you don't have less money, you have the money that you need. Okay, there's nothing more money, less money. It's exactly what you need. That is what you will always have. Don't blame the crop for not growing fast enough, so don't blame the portfolio for not growing very fast. Like, I started, it's been 2 years, it's been 3 years, why it's not growing? Markets, if it's sideways markets, I think from September 21 till May 2023, it was a very flat market. No money has been made by anyone in this period, and maybe some stocks have done well, but it was more like a flat market. And it takes time, fine. Sometimes I feel like I'm investing, I may not get returns, but my next generation will get returns. Let's even have that uh, space. Give space to that conversation. I'm putting some money, maybe I did not get the returns, but somebody else will get it. Don't uproot crops before they have had a chance to grow. Don't uproot them. Like, you don't kill your investments, don't redeem them just because you've lost your patience. Choose the best plans for the soil, choose the best investment coach, products, strategies, mindset for your wealth creation journey. Irrigate and fertilize. Like, you got to take care of your wealth creation corpus. You got to take care of your corpus, you got to take care of your farm. Similarly, remove weeds, any unwanted mistakes. Like, I saw one portfolio yesterday, 65 funds. Like, I said, you're like an asset management company, you have all kinds of funds in your portfolio, 65 funds. So remove weeds, keep things little simple. Maybe like if there are for certain specific reason, there are certain products in your financial life, fine. Otherwise, remove the weeds. And remember, you will have good seasons and bad seasons, when you are into farming. So you can't control the weather, and you can only be prepared for it. Similarly, good markets, bad markets, flat markets, they are bound to happen. So people want 20% return, but they don't want negative 20%. Now, if you don't want negative 20%, you will never generate plus 20%. So this is, uh, you know, it's like good season, bad season. They'll keep hitting your farm, your portfolio. So right now markets are doing well, great. Maybe after 2 months, 3 months, there's little bit of correction, and then again it will start going up. So I think when markets are not doing well, the best thing you can do is stop looking at your portfolio for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Like I see a lot of people, they keep checking their portfolio every day. Every day, it's like, oh, aaj plus hua, oh, aaj minus hua. Now, a good farmer will never look at the crop every day. Oh, it did not grow. Why it's not growing? No. You have to give time to your investments. Very, very important. Okay. So, some questions to engage with before we end. Number one, how many more years are left in your overall earning years? So, if it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, just see that you make the most out of the time that you have. Is your net worth level aligned to your earning years or not? Like I see people, they're working from last 15 years, but the net worth is not aligned with all the effort that they've done from last 15 years. Now, have you spent your money in the right direction or not? Again, a very important thing. uh, how are you positioned, well, towards your retirement, which is due in next 1 or 2 decades? So are you set for retirement? Are you set for financial independence or not, or fire or not? So people who are in their 30s, I highly recommend you do the fire exercise with my team and make sure that you achieve fire by the time you reach 50. If you're already closer to 50, then retirement is the next game. Check whether financial independence has already happened or not. If no, then fix the next 10 years powerfully and have your retirement corpus ready. And last point is your health going to support your life goals or not? Okay. So again, remember that spiral thing, so if the health goes down, I think everything is lost in that moment. Okay. So just make sure in the spiral of health, you're going up. If it's going down, like little bit of blood pressure and borderline diabetes and this and that and pressure and stress and no time to exercise, no time to move, your basic 5,000 steps are not happening in a day, constantly in front of computer. Before sleeping, you are watching your mobile and then you go to sleep. All these things, trust me, they are not supporting your life goals. They're taking you down. So make sure that you design your life in such a way so that in the health spiral, you're constantly, on the top and not going down. Anybody wants to share anything before we end? Any sharing? What did you learn out of today's session? Any key insights? Anything that you want to share?
Thank you so much for arranging this session. As usual, it's giving me goosebump because of one big reason. Number one, when I started 2017, no, I was just confused, no idea where I will be where I will be going. But now, just yesterday, I share one screenshot with my wife. She's at home, and I asked her just look at our current status of SIP. So I crossed 50 lakh target yesterday. Thank you so much for giving me this platform, guidance for achieving this. I never thought, never in my life. So yes,
Awesome.
next target is 1 CR. And
Awesome.
definitely within 2 to 3 years, I will achieve. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Superb, yeah. Superb, Satyendra. So happy. So happy for you.
बहुत बढ़िया, थैंक यू सो मच. लाइक आपने अभी सेशन में बोला कि फार्मर नीड्स टू डू इरिगेशन एंड फर्टिलाइजेशन आल्सो ऑफ हिज क्रॉप. So I think these sessions from you are always those very happy and very essential reminders that we all investors get. And I owe all of my foundational financial knowledge and success to you. So thank you for that. And thanks for doing these sessions again and again. They are of immense value, at least to me. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Nimish.
Yeah, so I'm talking from Bangalore. I started with Jago Investor around 3 years back. My girlfriend told me about Jago Investor. Now she's my wife actually.
बढ़िया और क्या चाहिए?
So that's another investment by the way. She's a good investor in Jago Investor.
Very good.
And what I want to share today is I started off with a good salary, but because my father was investing only in FDs and he was always afraid of stock market. Those were the only two extremes I knew. So I started with FD. Things were quite erratic in terms of the consistency. It's like 1 month I'm investing 50,000, another one I'm investing only 20,000. Things like that because things were not planned. Then Rashmi was my first point of contact with Jago Investor, and she has helped me a lot in understanding how expenses management work, how you should prioritize your investment first before your expenses, all those things. It has actually increased my curiosity, and right now, I feel mentally satisfied that I have health insurance right in place. I have term insurance right in place. My SIP is consistent for last 2 years. We got married this year, and SIP was stopped only for 3 months.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
that's
Awesome.
an achievement for us.
Very good. Very
Uh,
good. Very good. Yeah.
no other goal was disturbed, and most importantly, I'm curious. I'm exploring new investment options such as NPS, creating awareness with my colleagues, telling them about Jago Investor, telling them about NPS, telling them about mutual funds.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that's a great achievement for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Always build that environment. Keep encouraging others. When you do that, I think your financial life is always taken care of. So build that environment, build that community around you. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, hi. I started my journey with Jago in somewhere around 5 years back, less than 5 years back. I'm a regular investor into mutual funds from 2003, but I utilized my whatever the returns I accumulated. I used to purchase some kind of assets. But from 2018, almost from last 5 years, I'm consistent, and maybe in another a day, I'm going to cross 1 CR.
Awesome.
Into
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
into
Very
equity.
good.
Okay,
Very
and
good.
I moved all some of my real estate, the flat which is available, old flat which is available, I sold it, and again I put it into mutual funds into Jago, and I
Awesome.
created a wealth of nearly around 25 lakhs as a profit into mutual
Awesome.
funds.
Awesome.
It was
Awesome.
all a great journey which I able to consistently do that.
Awesome.
The only one area actually I like to get into one more area is yes, I planned it very well, and I planned it and able to achieve all my goals, and Jago is also helping me all these things. The other part is we also need to educate in a similar lines to even to the nominees. That is much more important because we are dreaming and we are able to create a wealth and we are able to achieve all those things. But if they are not able to appropriately utilizing whatever we have dreamed, so then there is no point of creating all this wealth.
Very,
Right?
I think very, very important point. And I'll just add something to this. Like Manish shared this with me once, that what we have to teach to our family is not what we own, but it is the oral structure we have to tell to the person.
Yes.
Like, for example, it is not telling the person, I have 1 crore of insurance. No, we have to tell that person, if I'm not there, you will get this money. How you will get this money?
Right.
Okay. After getting this money, what are you supposed to do with this money?
Yes.
How long this money will last? Okay. And what are the everything, like consequences, positives, negatives, everything. So then you are able to share the complete structure of having that 1 crore insurance. It is not just buying and then just telling the person mera policy hai. No,
Yes,
that is not the complete work.
exactly.
A very good
So,
point. And I think we'll do maybe one more session on will writing, nominations, what you should be careful about, all of that. So I think one session I'll ask Manish to schedule something on this.
yeah, at least even from some of my friends during the corona and during the other part, even with the family members, the most difficult part is, say, investing is okay. If you are a good systematic or a disciplined investor, you can go ahead and create it. But if something unforeseen situation, the family is actually suffering how to actually claim those things. Either it can be insurance, or it can be a mutual funds, or it can be any kind of investment. The biggest challenge is claiming them and utilizing them appropriately. That's where the help is very much required
Sure,
from the team.
sure. Definitely. Noted. Anybody else before we end? Anybody else?